What secret are you taking to the grave? When I was younger, I was at my friend's house sledding. He had to leave with his family, but I kept sledding. I lost control and ran over a baby pine tree they had planted earlier in the year. A tree they had planted in remembrance of my friend's grandma passing away that year. I had snapped the tree when I hit it. So I just stuck it in the snow and left. Weeks later, and it warms up enough that the snow melts and the tree falls over. They were devastated when they discovered their tree was broken with no explanation how it happened. My dad's a National Socialist and he regularly goes to meetings. I was raised on Germanic folklore and the idea that I'm superior to others because I'm of German descent. I have plenty of Jewish and slavish friends and I just tell them my dad died when I was younger. Doctor, my dad's a Nazi. When I was a freshman and my stepmom was drinking at the time, she gave me a kiss on lips, full blown, just because she felt bad for all the way she treated me in middle school and got in a wreck while being drunk. Me being a little stupid, I let myself get carried away and made out with her for like a good 10 minutes. My dad popped in. Broke it off right before he actually saw it. Let's just say that was the first person I actually kissed. The real reason I don't talk to my mom is because she called me at 3 a.m. one day, after she'd had a fight with her boyfriend, and I had to run to her house and wrestle the pill bottle out of her hand to stop her from trying to kill herself by outing again. She refused to get help. We'd had her committed several times, and I couldn't handle the burden, at 19, of being the one physically stopping her. When I was 12, my mom forced me to watch her take a fistful of pills. Screaming like a crazy person that she would out and that I won't have to live with her anymore and that she knew it was my highest wish. I never spoke about it until I was 19. She survived, but she died for me that night. Edit, didn't speak to my mom about it, probably never will. I shared this story to my ex. When I was around 14, I came home from school to find my little sister crying uncontrollable while my mom lay on the sofa with an empty bottle of spirits and about 5 packs of empty painkillers paying on the table. I remember calling my dad, who didn't live with us at the time, having him calling 999 and tell them the situation. They rang me up and started telling me what to do while they were on their way. It's a bit blurry, but I remember being asked to check her for a pulse and I couldn't find one. I can't really remember what I was thinking, but the ambulance arrived like 2 minutes later and took her to the hospital where she recovered for the night. Because she drank so much she didn't remember a thing. Four never tried talking about it to her, and I honestly think she has no clue at all about what happened. One time in middle school, I asked to borrow my friend's pen for a moment to write something down. He was pulled out of the room for something a second later, and I just forgot that it was his pen. When he returned to the room, the teacher chewed him out for not having a pen on him. And I think he forgot that he gave it to me as well. I still feel guilty as freak about it. Plus side, I'm the godfather to his son now. I shall seek redemption in his time of need. In 5th grade, I cheated on an exam. My buddy and I were the only 2 people in the grade who got this particular question correct, but I copied him. The worst part was he was considered dumb while I was at the top of the class, so the teacher was convinced that he copied me and he ended up getting suspended. Long story short, I was too softy to admit that I was the one who cheated, as my parents would have murdered me if I failed the test, and even worse if I got suspended. My sister and I were on holiday together recently and very drunk one night when we got back from the bar. Naturally, we started drinking more because we were on holiday. She has the ice cube tray in her hand. Opens the window simultaneously and loses her focus and drops the tray 5 floors to the street, hitting a big guy square in the dome. He looks up and started screaming and shouting in Italian. I live in Rome, so I understood he was calling us some bad names. We just closed the window and continued drinking while we could hear this man shouting he was going to come up there and rip our heads off. Please never find me Mr. Scary Italian Man.